It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me.
You gotta unmute you. Well, you could keep
Here
talking.
we go.
Oh, and that was gonna be your voice, and we're gonna see if people are gonna catch on. So.
Welcome to Clean AF, the October edition. This is going to be a blast. We're going to talk about some great things tonight, but let's bring on the crew. First and foremost, we have, I can't see, Nikkie Knowles. I'm looking for these little letters here. Nikkie, unmute yourself.
Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody. Yeah.
The technical issues are already killing us because I didn't know I was coming on first. But how you doing, Nikkie?
I'm good. How are you doing? DDub.
I'm all right. You just want to have a conversation, just me and you? We'll just leave the other guys muted.
We can do that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. How was your birthday? Your follow-on birthday?
It was wonderful. I had a personal chef come out and cook me dinner.
Okay, that's cool. PT Bratton, everybody. PT.
How rude.
That is so cold. That is so cold. Wow.
I couldn't help it. I know. But it's over now. Your birthday's over, Nikki, so nobody cares.
Hey, didn't you have a birthday recently?
Yesterday, brother. Yesterday.
Yeah. Congratulations. Another year older.
I know. I survived. Let's bring on the third man on the crew, or the greatest hair in the show, Nick Baskerville, everybody.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello.
I love how everybody else comes on all excited. Nick's just like, what's up? What's happening?
Started already.
It's already just the balancing act of the energy, the yin and yang.
I think it's 3-on-1 at this point, brother. It's 3-on-1. I don't know.
When you had that abrupt answer for Nikki, I almost thought it was like that's kind of like the debates that happened this week, right?
We had debates. Oh yeah, we did have debates on Tuesday. Like
I thought it was kind of an open mic, but yes, I think it was actually a debate.
I want to talk about it a little. If that's cool. First of all, I think it must have, based on Biden's look alone, I think it was sponsored by Botox. Is nobody ever like nobody's gonna talk? The dude used to have wrinkles. I don't know if anybody noticed, but like now it's just flat. It's so straight, and his eyeballs look like two marbles stuck in a marshmallow. It's insane.
Maybe it was a mask. Maybe he had a fancy. It's Halloween season, right? So he was trying on a new look.
Maybe that's how he didn't get COVID. He had a 1/4 inch of protection at some point. I don't. That's the news. We were going to talk about the debates, but now it's like, oh, and by the way, I have COVID. Like, oh snap, that's crazy. It is nuts. But we do need to talk about the debates because that was.
Do we really?
Okay, don't interrupt. Can I finish?
Sorry. Like, you're wrong.
I know, it's
Go
great.
ahead. You're wrong. You're wrong.
You're
wrong.
I do think this. No, I gotta say.
You're wrong. Go ahead.
Nick, would you shut up, man? Dude. Look, I don't talk politics on stage. I do talk about politicians, however, and I will say this: Trump learned to argue. I'm pretty sure from my wife. That was amazing. It's just all he would do. Be like, no, stop. That's like when I talk to my wife. I'll say something and I'll be like, no, I'm gonna lay out these facts. She's like, nope, that's not true. Well, wait, but you got to listen to what? No, like that's the whole point. It's crazy. Thank you, Karen. They were amusing. They were great. I have a theory that I think Trump is actually trying to throw the election. He's been trying for months, dude.
Yeah, I get, that makes sense because he probably thought, okay, I'll side with these Proud Boys. I mean, I'm not even sure about the name, but surely that'll cause some controversy and shake some folks. And that didn't work out. Crap.
That did not work well at all. Oops.
Well, can we talk about the name though? Like
the Proud Boys?
Who thought that was a good name? Like when I hear Proud Boys, I'm thinking about gay pride. I'm just telling you. I know.
I don't think it's Hawaiian shirts and tiki torches. I think it's like rainbow flags and tank tops. That's what I was expecting.
That's not what it is?
No.
Yeah, it is. It is. Stand by. Stand by.
Oh my God.
That would make stand by mean a whole different thing, but I think he's trying to throw it, man. I think he's just tired. He's like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. He's just like, I'm gonna say things just like I don't. He's been doing it for months. He's like, I think they're backstage. He's like, hey, if you say this, you'll definitely lose. Okay, here we go. No, hold my beer. That's what he's doing.
Hold my beer. Watch this. This has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but I want to say it anyway. I love the way he says China. Have you ever noticed how he enunciates China? Like
China?
He lets it hang, like China.
You're right. That has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Throwing the whole rhythm off. I love it, man. I do. I think the president, like, who would even want that job? That's what I'm saying right now, because nobody looks good when they look at the difference. We've seen it for years, where that you look like a normal human being before you go in, and not in this case, but in other cases, you look like a normal human being before you go in, and then by the end of it, you're dead. Can you imagine if Hillary had won, what she looked like by now? Come on, let's be real. But like, I think it's like the HOA president. Like you just happen to show up at a meeting, and like next thing you know, 8 years later, you're like, I just want to quit. Like I just want to stop. I don't want to be here anymore.
This is enough.
If I'm rich, I want to work less. Like, why would you take that job, man? It doesn't make sense.
The benefits. I heard that healthcare is really good. Healthcare.
Well, I guess we'll see. We shall see. But here's the debates I'm looking most forward to. Like, I don't know if there'll be any more, but the ones I'm looking forward to are the vice presidential debates, because that's going to be insane.
No.
Holy cow, dude!
It's gonna be like a bully picking on the special kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be.
Y'all are out the gate today. I mean,
I don't even know. I don't even know if they're gonna be allowed to have them, because I don't know if Pence's wife will let him be on stage with a woman at the same time. Like, I'm not sure.
You mean mother?
Yes.
It's okay.
How Norman Bates is that?
It's
But,
okay
like,
if she's on the stage too, though. It's okay.
Here's the deal. Here's all I'm saying is, if he starts saying something, he starts doing what Trump did, and then she starts taking off her earrings, he better end the debate right there. Be like, nah, that's it. We're done. Oh, my mic's not working. And just leave. Just walk off the stage.
Dwayne, I tell you this: all the people that question whether Kamala is black, they're gonna find out.
Learn. Gonna learn today.
The one thing she's gonna say, and you're gonna know for sure, is when she hit that first of all, and then it's over. That's famous.
Gonna be a wrap.
If they're
It's better than here's the deal. If I heard if it was a drinking game on here's the deal, I would have died of liver poisoning on Tuesday. It's like, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Come on, Joe. You got to come up with a better phrase, man. Here's the deal. I don't know if he was like,
what's the deal?
Let's make a deal. Something. I don't even know. It was insane, dude. But here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I think is going to be. It's just going to be Mike and Kamala, or however you say it, and just at some point, Mike's going to say something. And you're going to hear her go, "Take your time, baby," and then it's over. And then the thing, it's over, man. I don't even understand.
Dwayne, I don't know if this has anything to do with the debate, but because they didn't really talk about the issues, but. Usually you talk about, if you're the incumbent, you talk about what your administration has done. Like, this was his time to point out all the things. Why is he talking about Joe Biden's son? Like, talk about what you have done and why people need to reelect you based on what you've done.
That was a low blow.
Yeah, like, why you got a funny looking kid. And ho.
I'm starting to agree with the lady, though, about him wanting to throw it, because that's when you start bringing other people's kids in there. Because you want Joe to get out of character. That's what that was. So he can say, "Look at him."
It was just so bad. I got to admit, man, this was the most entertaining debate that I've ever. This is the first one I've never fallen asleep during.
No, that's not. Admit. You remember Ross Perot?
Okay, yeah.
Why? All of a sudden, I want chicken. I don't know why.
In my mind, Ross Perot and Dana Carvey are the same person, though. So, like, I can't. It's so long ago. I can't. It's like, I go upstairs. I go downstairs. I can't unsee that. I don't know. It's nuts. But
let me tell you.
I don't know.
Something.
Just the rules. Just we'll see what happens with Mike, and when the vice president one comes around, we'll see what the rules are for men. That's what, for him. See what he.
Karen. Another one is when black women say, "Okay."
With their finger on the lip, like you doing. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm done. I'm done. I don't even talk about it anymore.
Well, one of the things that does bring up, though, is those things about there are rules that men have to govern themselves by when they're doing things, and then there's some that women do, and it is definitely a different set of things. I don't even know how to explain it. Like,
questions about those rules,
okay.
We call them man rules, I guess you call them.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was a single mom for a long time. Even when I was married the first time, single mom. But anyway, there were some things I just didn't know. So I remember when my oldest son was like maybe 4 or 5, and we were out at an event. And he had to go to the bathroom. So one of my guy friends was like, "Oh, I'll take him to the bathroom. So, I trust him. He took him to the bathroom. But when he came back out, he was so upset with me. And I was like, what is wrong? He was like, you didn't teach your kids, your sons, not to pull their pants all the way down.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
And I was just like,
no, you got to teach them.
Really didn't know that was a thing.
Otherwise, you'll have pants around your ankles that have shirt like under the chin and your back, hands
I mean,
back.
He was fine.
Like, ah!
He was fine.
It was fun.
But so there were some things I had to learn. Like I learned that in the urinal, you look straight ahead.
That's it.
Oh yeah, don't look down.
Yeah.
Why don't you look down?
You
You don't look to the left or the right, but looking down, you got to see what you're doing.
You look in the eye. We know where things are roughly. We got good aim, as all of you guys know from the house. I mean, it's not like we miss ever.
I got a bathroom and say that could be a lie.
I will say this: that's the worst part about having my son leave home. Is now there's nobody else to blame. I'll be like, can you believe this boy does this all the time? And now it's like, well, it's pretty much me. So.
Yeah, that my son, I had my youngest, that he had that issue, and I had to tell him, like, look, you're not at home, you can't be free like that in a public place and just pull. You can't do that. You know how at home you can take your pants all the way off, like some people take pants and the underwear all the way off and they're just free. I'm like, you can't do that in a public place. You gotta.
So what you're saying is Nickie's kids had too much home training, and they took the home training out into the public.
That's it, Nick. That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I just didn't. Here's the other. So,
okay, hold on, Nikki. I'm gonna stop you for a second because I just want to let's just address something. Marcus about at 6:16 p.m. Marcus says, "Yeah, pants around the ankle." That's all he said. That's what the whole post is. I don't know what that. And then now
no.
at 6:17, yeah, no pants around. What? Marcus, I don't know where you're going with this, buddy.
Pick
But
a side, Marcus. Pick a side.
He was trying to say, oh man. He was trying to say no.
I had this conversation with Marcus before. Now I don't know if Marcus remembers this because it was like a couple of years ago. But we were talking about man laws, and he said that this dude at his job came and offered him some pudding.
No.
And he kind of took offense to that. He was like, "You don't offer another grown man some pudding?" And I just was like,
it depends.
like, would you take pudding from another grown man if they came? Hey, you want some pudding?
But it depends on how he said that.
Yeah.
If he come up and if there was a comma in that sentence, you want some? Pause. Pudding? Like that is different. That's not.
And how did he say pudding? Was it pudding? Or was it pudding?
Pudding.
Like there's.
I don't see the difference.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. If another man calls me pudding, I don't.
But I'm just like, do you? I mean,
Here says no.
Would you have taken the pudding?
What flavor was the pudding?
Oh, gee.
I
Get
don't.
out of here.
What are you?
What is going on? Doing a live show.
Now we've had everybody have
Yes.
somebody
That wasn't
step into
Tierra,
the
though,
frame.
was it?
No, that wasn't Tierra.
No, that was not Tierra. That was
Yeah, that was one of the boys.
Marcus, just say want some, then show the pudding.
right.
I don't-
Right.
That
Marcus,
would concern me as well. I mean, I don't
can you
know.
block Marcus? I don't know.
You want
Hey,
some?
are there any other rules that you were made aware of? Because we got a lot.
Oh, yeah. So this is another one I've learned. I also learned this from Marcus. He was detrimental in the when my
He
kids
was
grew up.
detrimental.
You better know
He
words.
was detrimental. Okay.
He was very helpful. Like men don't sit close to each other. Like you don't touch them when you sit down. I don't understand.
You just misused detrimental.
I really did. I thought
You just got
that, Dewayne. Y'all never
That's from season one of it.
Never
God.
got it. Everybody else had moved on. Nobody had my
No, we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring
first
take
B2
your time.
with my glasses. Now I don't have no lenses. Nick compared me to a Buick.
A classic.
Who did?
Okay.
Nick.
Nick. Thank you. I want to point that out. Okay. Anyway, you don't want to sit next to each other in a thing. Okay.
No, you should always have some space in between you. Even if you go to the movies with this dude, like
That's
y'all
wrong.
are saying, we're going to see Bad Boys for Life. That's a cool thing to do with you and your partner, but you won't put a seat in between you and your partner. You're not gonna go to the movie theater and sit right next to you.
If you're going to watch Bad Boys for Life, there's already questions. But my point is this. That's worse than putting close together.
Bad Boys for Life.
Hey, let's go see Bad Boys for Life. Okay. That's the worst. Like, dude, that one's dumb to me because I would sit next to somebody so I could talk trash, like, especially in a meeting. Like, maybe I just don't see the point in that. I don't see.
No, it was okay. I'll give you a perfect example. I went to see a movie. It was the worst movie ever. Worst movie ever. But it was
Bad Boys for Life.
It wasn't that one. It was the what's it? Lady Killers. Y'all remember that?
No.
Tom Hanks, Marlon Wayans.
Oh yeah,
It was horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Wait, Tom Hanks and Marlon Wayans?
Yes, terrible.
Lady Killers. It was terrible. They had this one thing. The guy had a condition called IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and my friend that I went to see it with, he was cracking jokes about that the whole movie, and that's what made me laugh. The movie itself sucked, but him cracking jokes about the movie, it was like, yeah. So I mean, sometimes you get.
So were you side by side? Were your knees?
No, we were not. So we were shouting across the seats like you.
And that's exactly my point.
You supposed to shout across. You supposed to like. Did
And
you
why
see
do you
that?
have to sit so
I think we go to different movie theaters.
We do, Dwayne. In our movie theater, we talk back to the screen. Don't go in there, Becky. Don't go in there.
I'm with Karen. If it's the plush big seats, there's plenty of space. You're fine. We're not going to touch. Dude, those new seats are nice, man. You just like
The ones that recline.
Yeah, the ones that recline. I've caught myself many a time missing the entire movie.
Yeah,
I haven't made it through a full movie in 30 years. I don't think.
Lego Batman. I took the boys to see Lego Batman movie. That intro, that's what I saw, and then I woke up and they was at the end, and I was like, and my oldest son was like, "Do you have a good nap?" He just thought I was tired. The seat reclined back, and I was done.
It's a $30 nap, but I'll take it.
Listen, with some snacks, I'm greedy.
I just shake the bowl at the lady and bring me more popcorn and go to sleep.
But anyway,
did you have more in your?
Those are the three that really stood out to me because I was about sending one of them to the Coast Guard or the Marines or something like that. So that's why. And you guys were all in the service, so I was like, let me ask these guys, about these man laws. I don't want to send my kids away.
Some of us were in the military.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. I wasn't there for that conversation, but if they're going to the military, they have group showers. So
what?
You have a group. It's just like an open bay with showers. They probably have those.
There you leave a space.
Right.
Yeah, would hope so.
But here's the other thing, though. Be expeditious in your shower. Don't linger. And,
I don't even want to think.
Don't linger. That's not cool. No. We had one guy in basic training that was in the shower the whole time, and he was. How dirty are you, dude? Like, why are you? Are you just standing there like?
What kind of stuff are you using? Fondling yourself.
And the only thing that's getting clean is just his chest.
Yeah.
That's really clean.
What type of soap is that?
Like, why? Look, why are you facing everybody anyway? Like, why you not minding your business?
Probably biting his bottom lip.
Well, Nikki, I'll tell you this, because as a mother, and you're trying to find these options for your kid, for what are they going to do when they leave the house and learn all the things they're supposed to learn. And so my mom had me on the option plan, right? So I had the option of leaving home and going to college. I had the option of leaving home and getting a job. And I had the option of leaving home. Those were all the options that were going to be available to me.
They sound very similar.
Well, people of our age range probably had the same options. Let's be honest. And so, like my mom, she's in the Army, and my uncle's in the Marines, and they had a heated discussion about me going into the military. They were really at odds. And then finally, they came out and said, we decided you can't go into our branch of the military. That's what they decided. They said, you need to be in the Air Force. And I felt a little slighted, but I'm not going to argue with my mom. I come from a household where you don't argue with your mom because she's from the hood.
Let me turn this up and you say that again.
I come from a household where you do not argue with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
First, my mom's from the hood. I mean, that alone should be by itself. Then she wears combat boots, which means she got some training that'll probably hurt you. And then she has a black belt in karate. Like, I'm not sure. I wasn't doing it. There wasn't going to be me arguing with nobody.
I get it.
And then I was trying to figure out, first I was a little slighted about like, why didn't y'all want me there in those different branches? But then I realized really quick that I'm in the military. I was in the military, but I wasn't very committed. I wasn't strongly committed. There's I'm trying to think of how to best to kind of put this. So I went to basic training, and then I went to training, and then I was like, man, this sucks. I don't want to do this no more. They're like, no, wait. This isn't the real Air Force. When you get to your next duty station, you'll see the real Air Force, and you're like, right? So I went to my next one, and I was like, this sucks. I'm not feeling this. I don't want to do this anymore. And they're like, no, wait. You can't get out. Wait till your next base. That's where the real Air Force is. This happened over and over again until I got to Andrews, and the commander is up there saying, if you don't like it here, then get out. Where were you like 4 stations ago? Like, I didn't even know this was an option.
So you can leave?
Yo, yeah.
Well,
You
I
can.
found out after the fact. Like, they had this window. It's like a trial period where you like failure to adjust or something like that.
180
And-
days.
But
180 days.
nobody tells you about the loophole. Nobody tells you about the
It's
escape
not meant
clause.
for you. It's meant to throw people out.
Oh, okay.
There's also another significant thing so you can leave. But if you miss that window, it's given a different name. It's called AWOL.
Oh, well,
Right.
that I understand.
That's not good.
No.
That's not a good place to be in because eventually they will find you because I don't know if you heard of the A-Team and like how they got chased down and okay, maybe I'm not part of the A-Team. Mr. T is just not my thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there were
We
any
can
Air
make
Force
the
people on
fro
the
into a
18.
mohawk. We can do that.
No,
Oh, you would have a
no,
dope
you cannot.
mohawk, bro.
Man,
There will be no such thing.
I like it.
you should do that.
Nick Baskerville for Halloween is B.A. Baracus.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
I pity the fool that don't do storytelling. I pity him.
I'm going to get you some eco gel when we finish tonight.
It's conversations like these that put a strain on our friendship, and I would prefer.
Do that.
Maybe we just do it. Like, get over here, slip something in your drink or something, and then you wake up and you're B.A. Baracus.
Or
I
you can
think
do the Hawk from Cobra Kai. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look, if I don't get to be John Shaft, then I don't want to be anybody else. No other superhero. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. You can tell people who are really committed to being in the military, though. And let me tell you how. Because you ask them, like, hey, tell me a bit about your career. Where all did you go in your career? And they're the ones that are like, well, I'm from the 459th Ground Beef. Or I'm from the 182nd Kill You Dead Company or something like that, right?
Wait, did you just combine the 101st and the 82nd? Like, what are you doing? Are you doing like Common Core math? What are you doing with this? What is happening?
Once again, my level of commitment to military life may not be true to scale. That's what I'm getting at, right? So I tell people about my career based on the dining facilities I went to at the different bases. So first of all, for those who aren't military, Air Force people have dining facilities.
Yeah.
Army folks have what they call the chow hall.
Chow hall.
And Marines have a mess hall. I need to explain to y'all if the word
Here we go,
mess,
Pierre. Come on.
if the word mess is in the name of the place you go to eat, you better prepare your mind, body, and your soul. I'm just something about that in the name. But at least they told the truth there, because one of the biggest lies that the military has ever told has been this: meal ready to eat. MRE. There is no.
What, you guys were in the Air Force? Would you have two your whole career? Is that how many you had? Like, what is this?
No, they gave us a whole. Oh, if you don't know what an MRE is, basically think of it as like an adult Lunchable that doesn't taste as good. It's just really bad tasting.
Lunchables.
Well, so when you open it up, you've got mystery meal, you've got some sort of dessert, and you have a chemistry set that they say is supposed to be able to heat up your meal so you can have a hot mess. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to know what a hot mess is, get an MRE and warm up the meal, and that's what you got, a hot mess.
Heaters, though, brother, those were the greatest invention of all time for the MRE. For those of you who don't know, they used to come in like they didn't have heaters. You was eating cold corned beef hash. That was the first one I ever had. I don't eat corned beef hash on a good day, and it was cold corned beef hash. This is like, I've had therapy for this. It was cold corned beef hash in the middle of Missouri. And it was so bad. And then they made heaters, but they didn't give them to you. They didn't come in the meals back in the day. You just had one supply guy that had 100,000 heaters in his office and would never give them to you. You had to like buy them from him. It was a racket, man. It was an absolute racket before. It's better now.
You're not convincing me. There used to be that little bottle of Tabasco in there. Do you guys remember that?
That was the best.
Yeah,
I don't.
here's something else you need to be aware of. So each one of those MREs has 3,000 calories.
Yeah, they do.
Was that legal?
I don't know, but I'm used to eating 3 meals a day, so I had 3 of them.
Oh,
in one day.
Oh,
I was so backed up for so long.
M&Ms.
That a few weeks later, when someone said, "Nick, I think you're full of crap," I was like, oh, "He knows." They know what happened to me.
Tierra knows about the oatmeal bar. That's what I'm talking about. The sawdust bar. Tierra knows the deal.
I need to ask you a question.
I don't think you're going to finish this bit because Tierra and I are just going to talk like real military people.
But I have a question. You see Tierra's profile picture? Why is Karen in there?
Oh boy!
We need to discuss that later offline.
Hey Nick, what's it called on a? Is it mess hall? Is it that what it is? I'm bring us back. Tierra, change your profile picture real quick, dude. Change it fast. You can change it, bro.
Now,
we have golf courses at in the Air Force. Just throw it out there.
Yeah, you do.
The funny thing is, I've been quiet with this bit because we had a side chat going on. Did you notice the whole 18 thing?
I was trying to ignore it. You like to get
they were trying to figure out which one.
He like to get Tierra riled up.
That was hilarious. They was like, oh, that's right. I thought that was funny. Like it was a whole different conversation going on in the chat. It was just like being on Zoom for a work call. Like you're talking about something, and the people are not paying attention.
Wait. Thank you, Cindy. I'd like to note that I gave good marriage advice. Thank you. I like to point that for the record. I would just like to say I did that. So there we go. There we go. Oh, now Karen's throwing him under the bus. Like okay. Anyway, back to MREs, Nick. How many did you have them a lot in the air? You couldn't have had them much in the air. I ate them a lot in the Army, dude. Like a lot. Like too much.
If you ate them in the Air Force, that was your choice. That was
I mean, I can tell you this. Like, so whenever we went camping, exercise, and we went on our deployment, they gave them to us. But I was driving like in the Humvee because I was doing the checks there for different chemical stuff, and we may or may not have stopped at Burger King on base. I'm just saying.
Ooh,
we don't have those like in Iraq, like along the side of the road. So it was MREs, buddy. That's what we had. And T-Rats.
Again, Air Force base. Air Force. Tell us about these T-Rats.
Worse. T-Rats are horrible meals that were made somewhere around World War II. It's the family style version of the MRE, where they bring it to you in like a pan that they heated in water, and we would have one hot meal a day, and they would bring it, and it was like usually like an egg loaf of some kind, or the worst was the sausages. They had these sausages that were these disgusting sausages in brine. And one day on a dare, I ate 21 of them.
Ah,
Oh my
It was
God.
not a good. It was not a good day. That's all I'm saying. I'll just leave it there. It was not. It was not. If I could have used Nikkie Knowles coffee enema. That's all. That's all I'm saying about that.
Man, I don't even want to
It
think
was
about
the worst chow ever, man. It was so bad. It was so bad. But you guys have it good in here. You guys even people take your trays in the Air Force dining facilities. That's weird to me. That is so. Just leave it. Just leave it there and walk away.
People need jobs, Dwayne.
Dang. Tell us how you really feel, PT.
Are you applying somewhere? Is that what you're saying? Like, is there-
No, you trying to take away somebody's employment. They're gainfully employed to take up trays at the dining facility.
Ew.
So one of the things that makes me think about though is as much as I talk about being in the Air Force, I mean, it was one of my better jobs like to ever have had. You know, being in the Air Force, being in the military. I've not liked all of my jobs.
no.
You know, how about you guys? You guys got jobs that you hate? Or like, what's like the worst job you've ever had?
I was in the Army for 23 years. That was. But at least I wasn't a Marine, right here. What is?
Now that's Tierra.
I'm gonna put this on mute for one.
Don't come on, Nikki. Leave him alone.
I'll
I
be
have
on mute.
no idea what's going on right now. That's why you used to go off-site, didn't you?
Wait,
used to go off-site before this?
no.
That's nuts. I don't even understand what's happening, but no. I think the worst job I ever had when I was a kid, I worked for my mother.
I don't think you understand when it's your mother. It's not a job.
No, I
It's
got
just what
paid
you
like for her company, but I worked under her. She was like, I had to work in this
Oh.
warehouse in Texas in the summer. It was 170,000 degrees in this thing, and I was working with some felon, like moving things in a warehouse in Texas. That was basically she would drop me off at like and when I say warehouse, I mean like a public storage place that they had rented, and they would just drop me and him off for the day, and we would move things around and pretend to work in the heat. And then they would come pick us up. That was it. That was all. That was not good. Me and this felon.
That was my worst job ever.
You said Burger King?
Burger King.
Why Burger King?
I hated it. I had to work the drive-through.
Hmm.
That was the worst. I got in trouble one time because this lady came and she was like, "Can I get a McChicken and a McFry?" And I was like, "Sure. If you go to McDonald's, this is Burger King." I've been on fries for like a week. I couldn't have any contact with any customers for like a week.
That's probably a good idea. I can see, like, let's make Nikki less customer facing. Let's do
I
that.
hated that job. I remember one time he was like, "Nikki, I want you to go clean the men's bathroom." So I was like, "So you want this uniform now or when I clock out?" That is not happening.
I'm getting hateful texts from my mother right now. Like, that's what just happened. I didn't say she was bad. I just said the job sucked.
Mom,
Remember when Nick compared Nikki to a 70s?
wait a minute. Why we always got?
I'm trying to get the heat off of him.
Just shut up, man.
What was your worst job?
They used to call me Crazy Joe.
My worst job. Wow.
Don't do that, Karen. Don't put my business in the street.
This is all about Nikki today. I mean, I thought it was all about Nikki last show, but apparently there's more than Nikki.
That's how it happens. It's all about her. Did we talk about my birthday? Not much.
I said happy birthday.
Yeah, that's all I get. That's what I'm used to. Nikki's like, it's still my birthday month.
It's
Go
a
ahead,
whole different
PT.
month. No,
What was
it's
your
not.
job?
It's a whole different month.
It's by 2 days, but whatever. What was your work?
What was your least favorite job, PT?
What was your least favorite job?
I don't. What did we say in rehearsal? What did I say it was?
You didn't go to rehearsal.
Oh, that's right.
We haven't seen you since last Friday. What are you talking about?
Being a cop was my worst job.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told y'all about that before. Come
That's
on
true,
now.
because you pepper sprayed yourself.
I got jokes about being a cop. Man, it was terrible. It was terrible. Like people don't understand the boredom. Cops destroy more property than normal people because you just be bored and you got like all these hours just waiting for something to happen, right? And stuff never happens. I tell you when stuff happens. You're on a 12-hour shift. Guess when stuff happens? It happens
11th hour.
when you're about to eat chow, like whenever the food comes. Soon as your food get there, that's when stuff pop off. Or when it's time for you to go home, then stuff pop off. You're like, really? Really? Whole time I've been sitting around twiddling my thumbs, and then all of a sudden everybody wants
Pepper spraying myself.
Karen
says she can't see you as a cop.
Karen, what you trying to say?
Hey, Karen.
What you trying
Karen's
to say?
hurtful.
What a cop
She's
look
coming out
like?
swinging tonight.
Well, I mean, what a cop
Karen.
look like, Karen? Huh? Cop look
Oh.
like Dewayne? They don't look like
Oh,
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I ain't walking into this one. Nope.
Well,
Tell me when
don't feel
y'all are done. Tell me when y'all are done.
PT, I wouldn't feel bad. I mean, when I tell people I'm in the fire department, they're like, "You don't look like you in the fire department." You know, I'm like, "This is an afro is hair. Like the helmet will fit on over top of all that just fine."
Oh, so she says, "Thank you, Karen." But cops are supposed to be. This is the funny thing. Cops are supposed to be nice. Like they're actually supposed to be like me. Like they're not supposed to be mean and terrifying. They're supposed to be like, "Hello, ma'am." You're not supposed to be like, "Get out the car, get on the ground." Shut up.
PT, you're too funny to be a cop.
Oh
That's
my
what you
goodness.
said.
Where is Vita?
She is. Don't even ask. Let me tell you something, PT. No, look. Somebody said you're too funny. You would be more receptive to get the traffic ticket from somebody who's cracking jokes than somebody who's not.
No, I would not. No, I would not.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Okay, here's your ticket. All right.
Before I give you this ticket, I'd like to do a tight 5. So,
A tight 5.
I mean, since I have you here, that's the thing. That's the thing that always drove me nuts with cops. They will keep you for like ever, man. Even if you didn't do anything, it'd be like, okay, but I'm gonna mess you up for 30 minutes. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, I didn't do. Even if I get a warning, like you gave me a warning. This is the worst. I got a warning ticket once. I entered Kansas, got a warning ticket, and then had to drive all the way across Kansas, like slow. You know how much Kansas sucks to drive through slow? There's nothing to see. The only time it's ever was interesting was when it was on fire. That was one time. It was close. I was like, it's a controlled burn. And then I realized it was going across the highway. I'm like, this is not that controlled. This is not controlled at all. And that's the only time.
Cops are, I tell my wife this all the time. Like when it's raining or it's cold or it's really hot, like they don't want to get out of the car. So like, unless you're doing something very egregious, but then if you make them have to stop you, yes, they have an attitude already because you did something stupid. So just know that. Like, own the mistake. I remember I stopped somebody one time. I'm sitting at the traffic light in my cruiser. My light turns green, and this car comes through the intersection. And I'm like, so I turn my lights on, I pull them, and then he's like, oh, it was yellow. I was like, so are you telling me that the traffic light is malfunctioning? Because it was green for me. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. It was yellow. See, if you would have just owned up to it, it's like, man, I'm sorry. I would be like, I'm going to let you go for warning. But don't try to play me like I'm stupid,
Especially in the rain.
Well, apparently, PT, you didn't understand. He was trying out his jokes, and they didn't work.
No. Did not. I was a terrible cop, man.
I'll be here all week. Thank you very much.
They pulled me off patrol because I wasn't writing enough tickets. I'd be like, man, that's more paperwork. Because when you write a ticket, you got to go back to dispatch at the end of your shift and do all the paperwork for the tickets that you. I'm like, man, I ain't doing that unless it's something serious. Like, bump that.
I don't know if I ever said this on this show, but what I used to do on base when I figured out that they weren't monetary tickets, like when I was in the military on the base, and they would give me a ticket, especially like up at Fort Myer. They would give me a ticket, and I would keep that ticket in my truck, and then I would park wherever I wanted to, and then put that ticket underneath my windshield wiper.
Man,
it was beautiful. I parked wherever I wanted to. It was so good. I didn't get a ticket the rest of the time. That's all I'm saying.
I lived in PG County for like 8 years, and I had no license for 5. But I bought at least 3 cars.
I'm not good at math, so I don't follow. Oh.
Then I went to and got taxed, and then I moved to Montgomery County. Ran a stop sign 2 days when I moved in. Man, I thought I was going to jail. Really did. We had to go to court for those tickets, and he was sending people to jail.
Wow.
Tickets.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, jail. He was like he was like, you could pay this astronomical fine, shut up, or you could go to jail for like 2 days. And I was just like, I'm just gonna pay.
Where's my checkbook?
So
my
when
son got his first ticket last year before Thanksgiving, he got it in Reform, Alabama. And before you get excited, there is a comma in that. I'm just saying right now, it was. And they made him go to in-person class during the COVID outbreak. The judge is like, no, you got to go to in-person training. It's like, are you serious right now?
I had to take a class.
I'm just saying.
They made me take a class. Your mother's not here. Shh. I'm frozen.
Great.
We're outside.
He's like, he can see you. He's like, I see you. He puts a little hand, be like,
Mom.
No.
Mom.
Mom.
That's like, man,
Mom.
son,
Mom.
he be like,
Mommy.
whispering all loud.
Mom.
He don't know how to whisper. He be like,
Mommy.
Daddy.
Okay, look. Here's the deal.
Okay, Joe. Here's the deal. Would you shut up, man?
Gentleman's time has expired.
I'm
That's
reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to get to that. I'm going to ask you this question, and you can answer whatever you want. You can answer, you can not answer, you can say whatever you want to say. Oh, my goodness.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the debate did a really good job of making you laugh, but we're still the professionals around, semi-professionals, part-timers, interns. Maybe we're interns. I don't know. We're working hard to make you laugh here too. We're here for you for all of 2020 and 2021, and whenever you need a laugh.
I don't know about my contract for 2021. Y'all,
Talking like that.
y'all might have somebody else in this bottom square. I'm trying to tell you. You know?
Well, we got it all.
Show me the money.
Sure, I'll have my people contact the people. They're really fine people. Really fine people.
This show here, I tell you. I don't even know if it's ghetto. I just don't even understand how to explain this show. People always ask me, how is this? You just gotta watch because people won't say, where is Dewayne?
He fell out the chair.
He dumb fell out. That's what he did. EFO, dumb fell out. That's the official.
I'm telling you, this show is here. Just
I don't know if this show is
up to you, Nick. Get out offline.
Ladies and gentlemen, we may not know how to describe our own show, but we would tell you to make sure you do the best to be able to tell that to your friends and so they can come and experience themselves. We know there's not going to be no fussing, no cussing.
Right. He said experience
Yes,
themselves.
themselves. We back
He
to
experienced it themselves.
Yes, what he said.
So
What he said. Okay.
he was talking fast.
Mhm.
I need another cup of coffee. I'm having trouble putting together these words and letters and stuff. We're going to have to work through all that. Thanks for coming out, folks, spending your Friday with us. We look forward to seeing you again next Friday as we do this all over again. Have a good weekend. Make sure to laugh. We'll see
Send
you
prayer.
later.
Send prayer.
Thoughts and prayers.
May the Lord watch between me and thee.